Hey folks, how's it going? Yeah, I'm out here early. It's still dark out. I have to face the camera up towards the sky just to get a little light for this camera. Anyways, I've been searching for probably a good 10 minutes or so. Found a couple things already. We got this. I don't know what it is. I found them before in the past. I haven't researched them, so I have no clue. But I just found a coin. This is my my third hole. Let's see what we get down there. See it? There it is. Probably not going to be able to tell anything right now. It is awful dark out. Anyways, while I'm shining this up on my pants, I'll tell you what I'm doing today. So today, I'm at a site where I've been, geez, it had to have been like 8 times before. Easily 8 times. I came in here with, what did I have? Was it a T2 or something like that? And then I had a Garrett's 400. And then, this is like my 4th search with the MX Sport in this spot. And this spot is significant because I have 2 items from this spot that are in museums. One is in the High Point, North Carolina Museum, and another is in San Francisco Bridge Museum. So lots of nice things come out of here. And I just found a coin. It's a Wheatie. Let me show you what else I found. I found this before in the past, but I never pulled it up, and I just pulled it up today. Do you see this? This is a lightning rod, and this would attach to the side of the house. But here's the thing. Look at this. It goes all the way over here. Ooh, bottle. (1982) whiskey. It starts here, runs all the way over here, where it's grounded, right there, next to this cornerstone. And then I found a smaller piece. That's a long, tall lightning rod. That means this place right here was at least 3 stories tall. I found this place on a 1910 map, and the center of the structure is right in there where all that yellowy bush is. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a date off this. It's awfully dark in the woods today. But our first coin for today, I found lots of jewelry at this place. One of the things at the High Point, North Carolina Museum that I have is a buggy plate. If you ever watched Little House on the Prairie, Dr. Baker's buggy, that's what they used to build. The same type buggy in High Point, North Carolina. They had the buggy, and I had the plate, so I donated the plate. And then at the San Francisco Bridge Museum, I found a 1939 original San Francisco Bridge fair ring right here. And I'll include those photos right now. See ya. just pulled up a large threaded something. I believe it is copper or brass. It's pretty heavy duty. And it's giving me a nice 80 tone, so I know it's not iron. And it's in really nice condition. What that was for, I don't know. It's weird. Definitely weird. I'm thinking this site right here was a hotel. It doesn't list it on the map. The maps that I have, they don't tell you if it's a hotel, or if it's a store, or if it's a home site. Nothing like that. But because of the stuff that I find here, it seems like a hotel. And given the height of that lightning rod, it was a big structure right here. Big. So this is 1800's for sure. I find 1800 stuff here with no problem. All the way up to the 30s. So, yeah. Nice. Ground conditions are perfect. Signals are just popping right out. Things that I've probably gone over before with this coil. But the conditions change. That's why you always go back. Always go back. See ya. Oh, something funny. Let me show you what I had to start doing, especially now that it's fall and it's easy to see through the woods. There's my motorcycle. I put a cover on it. It's a camouflage cover. You can see it, but it's hard to see unless you're looking right in from the road. And the reason why I had to do that, because I was at a site where I had permission. Same thing here. I've had permission for over 5 years. But somebody called the police and said, there's an abandoned motorcycle in the woods. You know, I mean, come on, really? Mind your own business. Jeez. So the cops came out and they said, you know, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And somebody called. Well, I wasn't doing anything wrong. So they couldn't do anything about it. But, you know, just the nerve of people to get into other people's business like that. I can see if my motorcycle was wrecked on the side of the road in the ditch, that'd be a different story. But it was parked in the woods with my clothes draped over it. Unbelievable. But so that's what I have to do now, so people don't bother me. Let's find some treasure. Let's do it. See ya. There's a guy just blasting his shotgun over here. Probably a couple miles away, but how many times do you need to hit a deer? There's shotgun blasts going all over the place. I just know that I'm going to have to pick all those shotgun shells up, because that hunter and those hunters out there will not do it. This target next to the brick is either going to be something non-ferrous or a mason top. Well, I guess a mason top is non-ferrous too. It sounds like a mason top. It has that ring to it. But then again, you just never know. Reason why I do this, you just never know what you're gonna find. No. Okay. Some nice topsoil right here. Did I miss it? Sometimes I dig in the wrong spot. But maybe it's a coin and it's just being elusive. Let's throw the old headphones on and find it, huh? Yeah, I was just off to the side a little bit there. That's okay, we'll just take... Actually, I think that's it right there. See it? It's a coin. It looks like a coin, maybe a token. See it? Nice. It's not silver. Let me clean it up. Get a better look at it. It's thick. Has some nice weight to it. It's so dark out here today that I can't really see. And I didn't bring light with me. This looks like a button. A solid brass button. See the two little holes? There's got to be an image on that. It might be a sportsman button. But I'll have to clean that up and give you a shot of it later, because I can't tell what it is. Interesting. I hope that's an eagle. That'd be nice. I've never found a button like this before. Beautiful. Nice relic today. See ya. We got a big 80 signal right there next to that brick. That's old clay clinker brick. That's what that is. Is it gonna be a big silver coin? Or a can? I'm using my knife because it is very, very rooty right here. My shovel, I stuck it in the ground and it just did not want to do anything. But I wanted to get a look at the root system right there so I can snap them real quick. Alright, so I can cut that out with the shovel now. Let's get in there. Snap that root right there. And we'll snap that root. Oh, that's a strong one. Right there. Wow. Oh, wow. Old clay. I don't know if that's handmade. I don't think so. Usually the handmade ones have rock in them and everything else. Another piece of brick. That's probably the other end of it. Alright, it was right down in there. So I'm kind of off to the side a little bit of it. And there's another root. I didn't bring my axe. Oh, there we go. Sounds like a big target, too. Look at how rooty that is. My goodness. Trying to see if I can feel anything in there. I don't feel anything. I gotta break some of these roots. Just go around like this. Try to snap them. Missed my good shovel. Alright. What is that? Is that another data plate, maybe? Ooh. I love it when things like that come up, because they're usually data plates to old boilers or buggies and stuff. I'm going to clean that up, and then we're going to take a look at it. Oh, bummer. It's not a data plate. It's looks like maybe a little mini shovel type thing. You see the little piece here where maybe a handle went or something? I don't know. It's awful flimsy for that too. No telling. Just a scrap. Yeah, moving on. See. Got a nice sounding signal in there with all that brick. Listen. I don't hear any iron. we can get that stuff out, because it's probably right underneath this brick here. This looks like chimney brick. Oh, and it falls right back in. Wanted to go home. If I get this brick out, I can actually dig in here. There we go. Yeah, that's nice old clay brick. Alright, I'm going to, hopefully there's no more brick down in there. What's that? Piece of rock. I'm gonna plug that real quick. Alright, we got the mass of it. Let's see what comes out. Hopefully it's a big coin that just falls out at me. Oh, then one more brick in there. What is that? Oh, it's a door lock. Yeah, that's a door lock right there. I'm sure you've all seen those. I dig those quite often. Sometimes they have writing on them. Yeah, sometimes they're fancy too. This one is not. It's got a little decoration at the bottom, but that's where the handle would have went through. It's hard to tell if it's an exterior or interior. This is only half of it. But yeah, a doorknob plate, a door lock mechanism. Yup, nice. See ya. Here's something ringing up pretty loud, mid-70s. Just never know what you're gonna find at this spot. Love this spot. Felt like I hit something. Ow, pricker bushes. Oh. Yeah, I find these a lot. And they give great signals. That's farmer blade. That's what cuts the wheat like a sickle blade. Yeah, I like shark teeth. Rawr. I always wondered what these were, and I still don't really have a great idea. They're pretty large. That's not small enough to wear. Like, I don't know if that was part of tack or I don't know. Y'all know what that is? It looks like a giant buckle, some kind of clamping giant buckle. But I find a lot of these at old sites. It's hard to say what that would have been used for. Probably, I'm thinking maybe one of those stovetop pieces that cover the burner, or is the actual burner plate for a wood stove. Yeah. Broken. And here's the area where I find all my goodies. Jewelry, and this is where I found the data plate for the buggy, and the ring, and everything else. I found gold jewelry, silver jewelry. I'm just going real slow right now. Today I'm in coin and jewelry mode. Just going real slow because I've got most of the iron out of here. This is some kind of strange bouncy signal, so it's hard to tell what it is. I guess there's one way to find out, right? Dig it up. Dig it up and see. See how deep that topsoil goes. This could be down there a little bit. be right in there in the topsoil. These roots have a tendency to bring things back up. Let's scan that real quick. See if I can find that signal. Yeah. It's giving me more of an iron signal right now. It's not quite sure what to give me as far as a signal. It's in here. That's it right there. I can feel it. Feels like a bottle cap or something. Something. I think it's... yeah, just a bolt to this structure. Yep. Or an old car. That kind of looks mechanical. Machine. That's probably to an old vehicle or something, maybe. Usually home structures have just the nut. They usually don't have the washer attached to the nut. Maybe an old Model T. No, that wasn't very deep, was it? Yeah. I would probably be safe to say that there was a window here. Look at how thin this glass was for the window pane back then. Wow. I actually have a signal in here somewhere. That's a lot of window pane. Definitely was a window. Imagine my signal's probably going to be in that mess right there. No telling what it is. It's probably part of the window frame. Imagine. Can you tell how old glass is? I guess the older wavy glass you can, but this stuff, I don't know. It's kind of got a bluish tint to it. Imagine somebody looking through that outside from the inside 100 years ago. Yeah. Or more. I don't know. I'll have to recheck this. But I imagine it's just a chunk of metal or something that goes to that window. Alright, let me recheck that real quick. Yeah, it was actually a chunk of iron. Much deeper. Can we even figure out what that was? Probably not. Huh. It's interesting. Chunk of metal. I'm going very slow in here. I'll show you what I'm doing. Can you hear all those iron hits? Just going real slow, letting it process until I hear something like that. Could be non-ferrous mixed in with iron. It's hard to say. But my meter doesn't jump more than 0.4, which is still iron. It's not repeated on both sides, but it's a nice signal anyhow. But I wanted to show you something also. Look at this. More lightning rod. I've already checked that one to see, and I've checked that one. to see if the top piece is on there. Long gone. Some of those top pieces were decorative. They were spiky. They had big round balls on them. They were made of copper or brass, and they were pretty neat looking. But I haven't found anything like that here. Anyways, let me dig that signal and see what we got. Just a chunk of iron, nothing on it. Yeah, those things give you good signals when you set it up right. That was the intermittent signal. That's why I wasn't coming back and forth on it, hitting it twice, because it's not precious metal. It's not, but that shape is like coin. That's why it gives you those nice tones, and I'm glad it does that. So, just pulled up an item. I cleaned it up for you. Give me your best guess on that one. What do you think? You want me to tell you what I think? That's pretty big, but I'm thinking bathtub faucet knob. Hot or cold water. It's hard to say. Look at that. That has some age to it. Oh yeah. It's a nice little relic. I'll have to figure out what date that is, because that's pretty neat. But that definitely probably goes to some kind of faucet. Bathtub, I imagine. Yep. They had a bathtub and running water at one time. That's why I think this was a hotel or some kind of bed and breakfast or something like that back in the day, because you find all these things in a 1939 San Francisco ring. Should not be here. This is out in the middle of nowhere in North Carolina. Travel in 1939 wasn't that great. To be traveling from North Carolina to San Francisco just to go see a bridge, you know what I mean? So, and there's no evidence that these people were living in California and then came out here. Everything is pretty much modern local stuff that I'm finding here, but the quality of the stuff says hotel. They were servicing people, and so many people came through here because there's so many things that were either lost or forgotten. So, moving on. Let's find some more. Interesting enough, right there is where I found that that bathtub faucet. There's another like signal almost next to it, right over here. I needed to expose that root. Oh, there it is, whatever that is. Oops. Looks like one of those canisters. Oh, it's a jar top. Okay. It's a screw top. Probably from the 20s, 30s. It's pretty crusty and rusty and... Yep. Interesting. What else are we gonna find here? Some kind of piece. I don't know if that's... It's hard to tell. It doesn't look like it's hand wrought or a blacksmith made. It just doesn't have that appearance. I don't know. I don't know if that was a tool. Kind of octagonal shape in there, isn't it? I'll save it just in case it's a tool. Check it out later. Yeah. Made in the USA. Could have a button here, or just a small piece of trash, ringing up around a 10-ish, and that's usually on the low scale of a button. If the button is older, it's usually on the lower scale like that. Small. There's some roots in there, huh? What are we gonna get? I see some iron. See it right there? That's the easiest way to tell. There's iron deposit right there. Bleeding through. That's probably what I was hearing. Some kind of something. No telling. But definitely rescan that. That was directly in the center of my hole at the depth it was telling me. And that would give me that signal. And let me recheck it though. If I don't find anything, I'll see you on the next hole. Here's something reading nickel. That could be a nickel. It's reading in the nice nickel range, or it could be a button or just scrap nickel. Something to that effect. Like a top or something like that. Screw top or something. Or a shotgun shell, because that was in the range. Yeah, shotgun shell. And some odd random piece of pot, something like that. And what do you suppose was going on here? Looks like a cornerstone to a foundation, and the stone pile goes that way, but it also comes out here. One in the center, one there, one there, one there, one there. It's kind of like I don't know, like those open windows. And then you have another cornerstone over there. This place was big, real big. I got a nice hit right there, 79, which is a big signal, right on the corner of that thing, whatever that was. There is a software program called Surfer, and archaeologists use it. I think I'm going to buy into that, because then I can plot all these stones with the elevation and stuff like that, and actually give you all a really decent image of how these sites are laid out. I have Corel Draw, and I thought about doing that, but you know, that program is a little more difficult for doing what I want to do. Not seeing anything in there. It must be deeper. Getting right down to that clay. Alright, let's scan it and see where that 79 signal is. Right up in the topsoil, which is not unique, because I find a lot of things in the topsoil. That's it right there. Just a shard. Just hitting just right. I think that's it. Let me recheck. Yeah, that was it. Just a scrap piece of something. Always check for writing. Looks like the top to an old salt shaker or something. There's 5 holes on the top, but they look awful small for salt to come out. It's an interesting little piece. I don't know. I'll save it, clean it up, and see what it is. And this piece was attached to it. So your guess is as good as mine on that one. We've got something ringing up in here. Miscellaneous 40s. What could it be? Doesn't sound overly small. It sounds like it has nice size to it. Not huge, but I don't even have my headphones on. Hang on. That's better. Alright. Nope, not in there. Nope. I'm not hearing anything from my detector. What's going on? There we go. I think that's it right there. Is that it? Nope. 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 Okay, I got it. Is that it right there? It looks like a spoon handle or a fork handle. Pewter, maybe. Any hallmarks on this one? They're kind of rare to get hallmarks on the handles like that, but sometimes. Yeah, some kind of spoon, some kind of fork. That looks like pewter. Nice, big, thick handle. Yeah, 1800's most likely. Yeah, nice. Always missing the other end, which is weird, and never end up finding them, so I don't know what happens to them. Moving on. Oh, that one was ringing up kind of weird. It had me wondering. Look at the impression in that. You know what kind of shoe that is? Remember, come on. If you watched my videos, I've taught you. That's a little mule shoe. Yeah, just a little mule. Who knows what that was pulling? It was probably a work mule. Yeah, little shoe. Ah, the signal sounded iron and it came up iron. I don't know if that's a mule shoe or a horseshoe. It's been broken a few times. Well, part to something unrecognizable. Large rigging ring, probably to a wagon or a plow. Yep. Looks like I got a button. See it right there? That thing rang up like a coin. Let's shine it a little bit and see if we can get anything fancy off of it. Nope, just a regular old button. It could have been a shirt, could have been pants, could have been anything like that. Nice little button. Like buttons. I have tons and tons and tons and tons of buttons from every age you can think of. In the United States, of course. Anyway, so it's starting to sprinkle a little bit. My screen is starting to actually get clean. I forget to clean my machine. Matter of fact, I hardly ever clean my machine. It's a tool. I use it like a tool, you know. So anyway, I think I'm going to tool around for maybe a couple minutes more and see, because I found that button here. Maybe there's more stuff here, so I'm going to check this spot out a little bit better, and then I'll show you. I'll do a wrap up and show you what I found. It's too cold to be wet. I didn't bring my rain suit. Brought my raincoat, but not my rain pants. Alright, see ya. Yeah, sticking around for a few more minutes definitely paid off. Got another button here. Interesting button. This is what you have to deal with in the fall. They thrive in the fall. And they just love it. There's so much space, they start to crawl all over the place. And man, are they sharp. Look at the needles on them. They're just nasty. Anyways, do you see it? That's the button. I believe it's a button. Looks like a button. Let me shine that up a little bit and see if there's anything on it. Oh, it's starting to rain a little bit harder. Yuck. Anyways, I don't see anything on this button. Just a roundish looking button with no shank. Yep, nice little button though. Add that to the collection. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's move on. See ya. So, yep, that's it for me. I'm done. And because I'm getting older, my eyes are horrible. And why they put such small dates on coins, I'll never guess. But anyway, I took my cell phone, which is a great tool for this, took a picture of it and zoomed in, and I'll show you what I got. Do you see it? Got a 1923 wheat penny. That's good, because I don't have a 1923 wheat penny. I don't believe. It's kind of 1923. Yeah, I don't think I have a 23. I have everything else. That's nice. I like that. It's in very good condition too. Very good condition. Yeah. Just needs to be cleaned up. Anywho, we got 3 buttons today. This looks like a little iron kind of button. Of course, I'll clean them up. And this big old button here, I don't know. I don't know if there was an image on it. It's hard to say. But I'll have to clean that up more and take a look at it. And this button, no idea. Probably a coat button or something like that. And this is odd. It's a cap with holes in it. Usually salt or pepper shaker, but those holes are really small. And of course, always shotgun shells. No matter how many times you come back to a spot, you're still going to find shotgun shells. It's just amazing. And we got a nice little pewter handle. It's probably a spoon. And a bathtub fixture. A little turn knob. Yeah, I can date that. So I'll get on Google when I get home and I'll see if I can date that for you and let you know. I'm thinking late 1800s, very, very early 1900s on that one. And this thingy, and I find these every now and again at old home sites, and I don't know what that was. It's too thin and whatnot for a rain guide. I don't know if that actually went into the tax system or not for horses. Don't know. And this thing, I want to check, see if that's a tool or not. I'll clean it up and see. No idea, but a solid chunk of brass. Yes. A big nut, probably to an old Model T or something like that. And one of the door fixtures to this home. I'll clean that up and see if there's any image on there. Sometimes there's images on that. Sometimes there's writing, stuff like that. So you want to save those and clean them up and see. Now you can find those all day long at antique shops. But if you can get it cleaned up real nice and there's a nice image and manufacturer and stuff on there, that's always sweet. Beautiful day. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit though, and I just wanted to get out today. Quick hunt, just see what's happening at this site, check it out and see if there's anything that comes up. And sure enough, buttons and a coin and some other relics. This site always proves something. It gives me something, always. So I'm glad to have a site like this. And like I said, you have to get into these places before they're gone. And I don't think this place is going to last much longer in this urban environment. The traffic is getting busier. When I used to come here 4 or 5 years ago, there was hardly anybody that drove down this road. Now, just about every 2 minutes, there's a car coming down this road. And this house sits right on an intersection. And there's another car. So, getting busy. Somebody's going to start building housing developments, most likely, on this property. And just glad to be able to get in and get this history out. And I need to get that surfer software. I do. and so I can tell the story of these old home sites better, how they were situated, where the cornerstones were, mark them, and imagine what the structure looked like, where the windows were, because I find window glass in certain areas, so I know where a window was, a chimney was, stuff like that. So and then just take quick elevation shots of the property, and I'll be able to formulate a nice image of what I'm digging at, the site that I'm digging at, for you. Yeah, and for me. I've do this in the past, and I've done this, time and time again. I come out and I document things on paper, but paper is not as adequate, not as perfect as the digital stuff. Yeah, so anyway, I'll start looking into that and hope to bring that to you soon, and make things a little bit clearer. There's another car. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next hunt.